The war in Italy, in my hometown in Palermo, started in 1943. Although Italy entered the world a few years before, of course, 1943 was the maybe most difficult year for my hometown, Palermo in Sicily. This is the story that I was told by my grandparents, that there was, of course, a bombing in the city. Remember, but not remembering with pain or hatred, but remember in a peaceful way. So it should be a memory of something not to do it again, and to help development of peace and friendship between people from all countries in the world. But in Europe, we have to recognize that we've been relatively lucky, that since World War II, thanks to the role also of multilateral organization. We had a relatively peaceful 80 years of history, with some exception. Some terrorist attack, war in Yugoslavia, war in Ukraine. I think the diplomacy need to go back to do its job. Members of government need to talk to each other more often. And this is not what has happened, for example, between European leaders and Russian leaders. In the last 3 years, Europeans have refused to entertain discussion with the Russian leadership, and this has been very bad, because it's exactly during period of crisis that diplomatic relationship must go on, especially now that we are growing into a multipolar world with the emergence of Asia, China, India, and other countries. Not just the United Nations, but all the international organizations probably needs to be reformed to give more voices to the Global South. So when we talk about Global South now, some people talk about the emergence of Global South, but I actually say it is the return of the Global South to where it has always been for most of the history of civilization. The Belt and Road Initiative is the most important project for the development of infrastructure in the world, in the history of mankind. I see it as a very positive initiative. It's an initiative that aims at building infrastructure, connectivity, people to people, company to company, and I think it's a very positive way for people to get closer and get to know each other more. Be friends with every person in the world. We need friends from any country. If people know each other, they don't do war with each other.